It's that time to thank our sponsors, and we're going to run down this list. We're going to talk about the Fat Boy app, the locally owned mom and pop restaurant locator. Listen, if you're tired of eating from those chain restaurants and you want a mom and pop restaurant, download the Fat Boy app and become a dining diva or a fat boy today. Hey, go to their website at www.fatboyapp.com. Check it out. You get perks for becoming a dining diva or a fat boy. You're traveling this summer and you want somewhere local to eat that's not a chain restaurant, you're going to need this app. This app's going to guide you to where you want to go to that good food. So download them today, available on Android and iOS. That's the Fatboy app. Become a dining diva and fat boy today. Stephen Watson at Watson's Transmission, he is your go-to guy. We got to thank him, man. He's your go-to guy for transmission work. And I'm telling you, if my transmission ever goes out, I'm going to Stephen. I don't know what else to do. I'm going to go to Stephen and be like, hey, Stephen, do your magic, work your magic on this transmission because he can bring them back to life. If he can't fix it, then it's really broken. He's going to get you another one. So check out Stephen Watson at Watson's Transmissions. Ironstein Coffee there in Morganfield, Kentucky. You want some hometown brewed coffee, hometown roasted coffee beans there in Morganfield, Kentucky. My favorite's the Miner. I like that dark roast. I like it dark, good old dark strong coffee is what I like. That's my favorite. So go check out Jerry and his buddy there at Ironstein Coffee in Morganfield. And while you're there, slip on in to Jen's General Store. Check her out. Hey, I went in there today to get a haircut from Jerry, and I walked through Jen's, and they got a little pathway. It's like the Candyland board is what it looks like. And it just kind of took me back. And there's candies, and there's drinks, and there's man, they do milkshakes and sandwiches, and it's so cool. There's so many things in there to check out. A lot of local items. I think there's some local honey in there from a feller there that lives in the county. So there's all kinds of things there at Jen's General Store. Go back in time to when you were a kid, especially us Gen Xers, man. There's all kinds of our candies in there. I love going in there. Every time I go in there, it's just you feel welcomed and you're taking a trip back in time. So check out Jen's General Store. Wolf's Customs, that's Jake Wolf in Waverly, has got you covered this summer. You need a radiator flush, you need some coolant, your vehicle trying to overheat because it's going to get hot outside, or your tires are just low, or you need a lift on your truck, you need your brakes changed. Holler at Jake Wolf at Wolf's Customs there in Waverly, Kentucky. Are you looking for a private property, a commercial property? You looking for your first house, your second house, your third house, your neighbor's house? It doesn't matter. You looking for some property to buy? Holler at Josh Parrish at BHG Realty. Listen, Josh has got it going on, man. He's a good dude. He's straight up with you, and he can find you the piece of property or the building or the land, whatever it is you're looking for. Josh is the guy to go to. I promise you that. He's going to help you every which way he can. And if he can't get it or doesn't know how to get it, he's going to reach out and he's going to exhaust all his resources for you because he wants to be your realtor. So check out Josh Parrish at BHG Realty for the next time you're looking for that home away from home or you just want to buy your neighbor's home. It's for sale. Why not? Holler at Josh. He's going to take care of you. I promise you that. You're rolling around in Booneville, up there, Boone, Vegas, up there, Booneville, Indiana. You're up there at the McDonald's on top of the hill, and you look over and you see this place is called Warwick County Tire. Well, that's the place you need to go if you need tires. You need air in your tires. You need your tires plugged. You need your tires patched. You need tire work. You need brake work. Go see Billy at Warwick County Tire. He's going to take care of you like he took care of me. True story. I ordered some tires from him. Hey, dude, I was in and out in no time. Professionally done, fantastic service. And I'm not just saying that because I know Billy and Billy's family. I'm telling you because he takes pride in what he does at Warwick County Tire. So go see Billy at Warwick County Tire up there in Booneville, Indiana, and Boone, Vegas. Give a new shout out to Hackney Door Company. We'd like to thank them for the apparel we're wearing today. You got the Hackney Door Company hat and shirt on. Shane out there in Crittenden County, out there in Marion, Kentucky at Hackney Door Company. Listen, you need garage doors, you need building doors, you need doors that open and doors that close and doors that don't squeak and doors. You need a door. Holler at Shane Hackney at Hackney Door Company. We're going to put that information up for you too. So give him a call for all your door needs. And we appreciate you, Shane, for sending us the shirt and the hat. And we definitely appreciate your support here on Front Porch America. So I think that's our sponsors. So let's get to the podcast.
Respect, no judgment. Open up, say what you wanna say. Be real, be kind, free speech. Make this a better day. You got a voice, a story to be heard. Share it on the front porch, America.
Welcome to Front Porch America, and today's guest is a guest that has been uh, in the limelight here recently, and
Right.
I think you and I have something in common. I've seen on the internet that both of us have been referred to as Tammy's boyfriends.
Right.
So
Like we broke up, Andrea and Tammy.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So this is Stephen Summers. Stephen Summers has been, man, you've got all kinds of things going on with you. You do your cups, and we'll talk about that.
Right.
You've been on the show with Thousand Pound Sisters, and you got some other interesting things, at least for me, because I'm not super versed in that kind of line of stuff, and we're going to get into that. So without further ado, let's go. Stephen, we always give a
Oh,
guest. Now, I'm not going to give you the goodie bag because you can just go down to your sister's and get that.
right.
But I got you a hat and a shirt there from the show,
Oh,
and
thank you.
I appreciate you coming and appreciate your time on today. So let's go ahead and just get into it. Let's talk about your tumblers right
Okay.
off the bat. Let's talk about what you do, why you started it, and things
Okay.
like that.
So 5 years ago, I started making these cups. Whenever the pandemic happened, the COVID, so I was off work for 3 months.
Okay.
So me and my best friend was googling stuff on Google what to do, and we come across how to make cups. So we gave it a shot, and since then it's been going nonstop for 5 years. So I've been like I shipped all over the world. So far I'm trying to mark off every state. So like I
Okay.
got 22 states so far marked off.
Nice.
And of course they've been on the TV show A Thousand Pound Sisters.
Right.
But yeah, it's a great business. I mean,
So what's the process of doing these cups? If you pick it up and hold it, and
yeah.
just kind of show everybody. I mean, it's
So this is the new one I have in. It's called the Boxy Tumbler.
okay.
Um, so basically, it's a regular stainless steel, and I just add the decorations to it. Like I add the glitter onto it with epoxy, and then epoxy over it to give that nice shine.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's a easy process to do, but it's time consuming. Um, some decals I do is a headache because I do all decals by hand. I weave them out. I don't print or sublimation like most people do.
Okay.
Everything's made by hand, so it's worth the product to get.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
So
to
there's a
get
lot of time that goes into just one cup.
right. Yeah,
Wow.
I can spend maybe an hour or two on just on one cup, depends on the decal.
Okay.
But my motto is you have to get purchase the best quality to have best quality.
Right. Right.
You can't just go to any store to buy epoxy and assume it's going to work for everybody. If it works for them, that's great, but it doesn't work for me. So the epoxy I use is actually made from the USA,
Okay.
and they're called Tumbler epoxy. I've been with them for 5 years. I'm actually sponsored with them now as well. So I mean, I get points if somebody clicks on my
Okay.
link and orders
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a
Now, what we'll do at the end of this podcast or somewhere during this podcast, I will try. I keep saying this. I'm really bad about forgetting to put up links
okay.
during the show, but if you will, after we're done, send me all that information. I'll try to make sure I remember to put those links up in there.
Okay.
So what was kind of what's your story? I mean, where'd you grow up at?
So
And
I live in Henderson now, but I'm originally from Morganfield,
okay,
where Tammy and them grew up. We all went to high school together.
okay,
So yeah, I've been in Henderson for going on 10 years now. That's because got a job in Henderson
okay,
at Gibbs Eye Casting. So
okay,
I'm in there for almost 10 years.
nice.
So yeah, I just relocated and I had to, for being a gay person, I had to get away from some kind of environment that I was
Okay,
in. Um, Not saying that all people are homophobic or
right,
anything
right,
like that, but you're from Morganfield, so
okay.
you know how people are.
Small town vibe thing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my whole outlook on that is, even though I may not agree with it,
Right.
It's not my place to judge you,
Right.
right? Just because you may be gay, you may be trans, you may be this, that's your life.
Right.
It doesn't change what kind of person you are, right?
Right.
If you're a good person, you're a good person.
Right.
It is not my decision to sit here and ridicule somebody or look down upon them just because of their choice of lifestyle.
Right.
If that was the case, people would have given up on me a long time ago. Because not that I was gay, but I was an asshole.
Hmm.
And I may have to beat that word out. I don't know if I can even publish that, but I mean, I wasn't the nicest guy in the world, and I've made a lot of mistakes. And over the last few years, it's kind of I've taken a different look on life. It's not my
Right.
place to judge somebody.
Right.
Just because somebody chooses X, Y, and Z lifestyle doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Cool. I mean, we all live, so live your best life, no matter what it is. And people with disabilities, same thing with people with disabilities, it goes the same way.
Hmm.
Like you treat them like you want to be treated.
Absolutely, hundred
And
percent.
sometimes I don't understand that most times people down the gay community, but then their sons or daughters are gay.
Hmm.
So that's what the only that I can't wrap my head around because you want to judge everybody else, but then again, have family members and you're saying you love them. So why can't love everybody
Everybody,
else?
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's a very touchy conversation that we could get into. I mean, we could spend hours talking about it. And like I said, my whole view on it is, I may not believe in or accept that whole lifestyle,
Right.
but I love people for who they are. 100%. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to turn you away just because you're gay or you listen to Kelly Clarkson. I,
Right.
I listen to Kelly
I do too.
Clarkson, by the way. I like Kelly Clarkson. So, but anyway, so with that being said, you've been on the Thousand Pound Sisters. How's that
Right.
been?
It's been exciting. It is a lot of work. Because we sometimes we do film for 8 hours straight,
Oh wow.
and then sometimes they only use like 15 minutes of just that filming, but it's sometimes it can be draining sometimes, but the outcome of it's going pretty good so far. I try not to read all the comments that are posted about everything because I'll be mad all the time
Yeah,
if
you
I
would.
read
Yeah.
the comments.
People are mean, man.
Yeah,
That's all there is to it. People are mean. You've got a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
yeah,
Uh, like we were talking right at the very beginning. You and I kind of become the controversy of Tammy. I went down because your sister is owner of the Fat Boy app, who
right,
is a huge sponsor for my show, and it's some of the best people I've ever met in my life, and love them to death. And Tammy was down there one day, and I thought, I'm going to get a picture with Tammy and post it and whatever. And then, after a couple weeks or however long it's been, now it's popping up on the Thousand Pound Sisters sites
right.
as I'm her new man. And then I've seen you're her new man, and like going back to the comments, it talks. There's some comments on those Facebook pages that are, oh, he's the gay friend from high school, even on mine. And
Yeah,
that just goes to show people don't know what the hell
yeah.
they're talking
They
about.
they don't they just see a picture. That's
That's
all
it.
they see. They don't read
Yeah,
into it, or sometimes I see that people don't even watch the show
yeah,
and they comment.
yeah. Yeah, so if you sat there every day and read those comments and you took them to heart, man, that would put somebody in a dark place.
Yeah,
So and even on my stuff, I get comments all the time on my TikToks and everything. It doesn't matter what people say.
mm-mm.
At the end of the day, you're the only person who can make yourself happy, right?
Right.
So you let people, what is it? Let haters be haters.
Right, because I used to comment to defend myself. Now I'm like, it's not even worth it.
No, don't
So,
don't do
yeah,
that. I was told a long time ago, don't comment to defend yourself
yeah,
because 9 times out of 10, them people don't know you,
right,
don't know what you're talking about or what they're talking about, or they've never watched the show or met you in person.
right,
So it's kind of one of those things that I can get online and comment on somebody's video and just be as negative as possible,
right,
but it's not even a legit comment because I don't know 'em.
right.
So it's just kind of one of those things. You've got to keep on keeping on. You
Yeah,
you can't let those things get you down.
yeah. Sometimes it gets bad enough that I do have to turn my notifications off, just to live my life and focus on what I need to do during the day.
Being a gay man and having that social media presence and being on the show, do you get a lot of personal attacks through messaging and stuff like
Um,
that, or is it not?
Not here lately. Um, in the show, I'm trying to be a role model for Tammy because she did come out as lesbian. At first, she was pansexual,
Hmm.
then straight, then a lesbian now. So I'm just trying to be a role model to help her on her journey because this is all new to her. and I don't want her to go through the same path I went through because it was rough. And I mean, and sometimes it could be a good thing to go through that path to learn from your mistakes.
Can we talk a little bit about that path you went through?
Yeah. Um. So after I came out maybe a year after high school, and I did lose all my straight friends I had in high school. Pretty much, they quit talking to me when I came out. Um, I didn't come out on my own. I was outed out by my sister because I had a crush on somebody in high school. So I wrote a letter and told my sister to give it to this guy, and of course she didn't give it to him. She read it.
Right, right.
So that's how I came out. And everybody's outing is
So when your
different.
sister found out, I mean, obviously she probably kind of knew. You
I
think,
think everybody
or
knew,
yeah,
but
but they just but so your sister reads the letter. Did she tell your parents, or how did that happen?
yeah, because at the time I was engaged to a woman
Okay,
in high school.
okay.
So that ended after that. But
Probably would, wouldn't
but it took a while for everybody to accept who I was.
it? Yeah.
They didn't disown me or anything like that, like most people went through. But
Right.
they still loved me. It just took a while for them to adapt to my new environment.
Okay.
But since I came out, it was more relief on my end. I didn't have to hide who I was, and I don't know. It's just living life. I mean,
You think living in a small town makes it harder for somebody like a gay?
I think it does. For for reference, I'm from Morganfield, so it's a small town. And that's the reason I didn't come out in high school. People may assume that I was gay, but I tried to cover up best I could, like dating girls or along that line. And it's because I love Morganfield to death. It's my hometown. I'll never say anything bad that I hate it. Um, but getting out was probably the best thing for me for my lifestyle.
I think it helps you grow as a
Right,
person. I think
right,
that's there's nothing like your hometown. I grew up in the next county over, actually Crittenden County, and that's always going to be my hometown. But I've lived over here for almost 30 years probably, and this has kind of become my home as well. And you can move off. What is it they always say? You can take the hillbilly out of the hills, but you or what I don't
right.
whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
And I probably should have rehearsed that even more. But you can never take a hometown out of somebody.
right,
You're always going to be part of that
right.
whole atmosphere. And now I tell everybody I have two hometowns. But so you moved into Henderson. How has that helped
Yes.
with stuff? I guess maybe it's a bigger populated area. Is that something that
Uh, that and well, it took me a while to find myself after I came out. Um, so I went to bars, gay bars, all that stuff. I dated around and trying to figure out who I was, and I got in wrong um, positions and all that stuff like everybody else does in
right
normal life. And
made some bad mistakes
right,
and decisions and
right.
yeah.
So that's when I decided to move to Henderson to make a new start. And working at Gibbs, I found one of my best friends named Karen, and I think it was meant to be for me to meet her and her husband. They opened up to me and accepted me for who I was and whatever, and we've been friends for 11 years, and I think she helped me grow who I need to be, and I don't know, it's kind of
Kind of opened some doors, opened
right,
your eyes, and
right,
kind of. So let's get back to the show. So when what season and what episode you was on last season, right?
right. Season 7, I
Okay,
do believe. I'm on the second one, the second episode, and I think the episode in episode 4, I do believe.
okay.
Um,
So you're in season 7. So if
right,
people are
right,
diehard fans will know what
right.
there are. Um, and I know there's some things you can't talk about with the NDAs and stuff. So what can you talk about? Is I don't even want to ask questions because I don't want you to accidentally say something you're not supposed to. Um, some things are happening, some things are going on. Um, what was one of your most favorite parts in season 7?
Oh gosh, because most of the stuff we filmed they didn't show because I actually filmed like 3 times, and they only showed 2 of it on the episode. Um, because I know, because me and Tammy separated after high school. She went her own way, and I went
Right.
my own way. And that was actually my first time seeing Tammy. Whenever we got together at the diner in Henderson and ate, so that's actually my first time seeing Tammy in years.
Oh wow.
So that
So
was
it's kind of
a
like
good
a
moment.
reunion for you
Right,
guys. Yeah.
right. So that part of the show was true. Um, we never seen each other at before that. It wasn't like, oh, let's rehearse, because we don't rehearse on showing the
Right. Right.
show. They just throw you at it. There's no script or anything. You just roll with it.
Yeah.
So
Just
yeah,
real life
right.
reality. Yeah.
So that's my first time seeing Tammy since high school. I mean, I seen her on her YouTube channels and all that stuff, but in person, yeah,
Yeah.
that was exciting.
Do you get paid for being on the show, or do you just like is it because for me,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with just the publicity. You know, it
Well,
helps your
right, yeah.
channels grow and your business
Yeah,
grow. And
everybody's asking me so far, do they pay you? How much do they pay you?
I'm not even worried about how much. I
Right.
just want to know if you
Well,
do get paid or what's the
as of right now, I'm not. No, the answer is no.
okay.
So to me, it's just the experience.
Right.
As right
Absolutely.
now,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
on TV, and who doesn't want to be on TV?
Absolutely.
And then right now, my social media is popping
Right.
right now
I've
because
noticed.
and most of it's because to get my business out there, and TLC has helped with that. But people's like, well, you're just doing it because you want your cut business to grow. Well, what you don't know is I have followers and customers before I even went on TV.
Right. Yeah. And
Right.
even way before you went on, I think your sister Ashley even reached out to me and said, "Hey, let's get Steven on." And this was, I think, before you went on to the show or before the show aired. And your Tumblr business is like you said, what 5, 10 years now?
Going on 5 years.
5 years,
Yeah.
5 years, and like you're constantly on Facebook promoting
Mhm.
it, and you've had tons of sales.
Right.
So it's not like that. Yeah, absolutely, that exposure helps, but
Right.
you were doing pretty dang good
Yeah.
without it.
Yeah.
So
Because I mean, I don't ask Tammy, hey, advertise this for me,
right,
because I believe advertisement should come from your own self.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't need help in that department because I think I'm doing pretty good. Um, but yeah, I try to go Facebook Live all the time. I've been not doing it here lately because well, last year I didn't do it at all because of the TV show because I was filming,
Right.
and I couldn't tell anybody about it. It's like, hey, I can't do any live right now
Right.
because I'm filming TLC. So that kind of my mark the industry I'm doing went down a little bit of the
Right.
cut wise, but when did my first live in a while last night and it went pretty good.
Good.
So I mean, I got people that wanted to order from Canada
Oh
this
wow.
time last night on my live. So that's amazing. Like I shipped a cup to England. So like
Nice.
they're going out there. It just you had to put in the work in to do
Well,
that.
and that's like I had a sign up here for the longest time before I got my new one. It said, "If you want it, work for it."
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's I think that's what a lot of people are lacking is that drive, that effort to put into
Yeah.
being successful. I know that this podcast is not going to grow overnight. It's going to take me a
Right.
long, long time, and it's not even for that. It's more as just having these stories from people that has a story to tell, and
Right.
that's fun for me. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy learning stuff about people. And we'll move into so after you met, you kind of reinstated with Tammy there at the diner. And do you get access to the footage that they don't show? Do they give that to
No.
you, or they
No.
keep it?
I don't know what's going to air like everybody else does. Like
Right.
my first time watching it is your first time watching it. I don't get to see clips. I don't just get to see editing or anything like that.
And I understand because they don't want that stuff to leak out
Right.
before that show.
Right.
So I guess my question is, and maybe I need to reach out to TLC is, uh, after it's all said and done. Let's say you were on season 3. Well, what is it, season 8 now or season
Right.
9 or whatever it is?
Right.
Um, how come they can't give you that footage that has you in it? I'm sure maybe you probably signed some agreements or
Yeah.
something.
I signed. I don't know if it's a contract or anything. I don't. I didn't really go into details with it,
Yeah, yeah,
but I did sign something that I couldn't talk about it, and I had to just for myself to be on TV, I had to release myself to be on
So
TV.
it's kind of like you've got a release and then like a non-disclosure agreement,
Right.
an NDA, so that way
Right.
you can't talk about the upcoming seasons and what's happened on this, while they were
Right.
filming and so on and so forth. Uh, so I recently seen that you got married.
I did.
You went down to Florida. Looked like
Right.
it had a really
Went
nice
to
ceremony.
Destin, Florida, and got
Okay,
married, and May the 30th. And it was a lot. It was, but it was fun and beautiful. Yeah, I thought it was gonna rain, but it's crazy because the whole time we was there, there's like it's gonna rain on Friday. It's gonna rain on Friday. Well, as soon as the wedding started, the weather just split it,
oh wow,
and it may rain over here, but the area we was at,
just sunny and
yeah.
that's really cool.
So
Think that may have been a sign for you guys,
yeah,
or okay?
yeah. So me and Bart, we've been together for 9 years.
Oh wow,
So yeah, I mean, we got our own house together. I mean, just like a normal couple,
right.
couple. Um, we don't have any kids, but we do have a lot of animals. We got two chihuahuas, and I just recently got that pet bull for my sister.
Okay.
So we got three house dogs and three house cats, and then I'm an animal person, so I take care of all the animals outside. So I don't want nothing to starve. So
Okay, I got you. So you feed anything and
right.
everything that shows up at your
Right.
house.
Last night, after the live I did on Facebook, I looked down and I had a raccoon and her four babies that came in my garage.
So speaking of raccoon, so I work in the ER and on a critical care transport truck up in Evansville, and I was talking to a gentleman that was in there, had come into the hospital, had an incident, and he was telling me that he feeds the raccoons and stuff where he lives, and he's got a whole slew of them, and he's got them to where they'll come up and basically knock on the door
Oh
to
wow.
get him to feed them. So
Yeah, they're not scared of you. I was scared of them more than they were scared of
right,
me
right,
because I didn't know what to think because I'm always gonna protect her babies regardless what
right.
you know. So I kind of shook because they come in and eat the cat food because I do all my cuts in my garage.
Yeah,
So and I feed our cats we raise in our garage. So I keep it cracked so they come in and
come and
out.
go. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'm feeding all the animals now.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got some outside cats that so we've got one that we got, and then we've got a mama cat that showed up, and she's got three kittens.
Hmm.
And we feed them outside, but we also feed the coons and the squirrels and
Right.
everything else that come up. Um, so you've got a lot of pets. What's anything new coming up? I mean, I know you can't talk about the show. Um,
Um,
so I'll tell you what. Let's talk about your. Do you dress? Is
oh
drag?
yeah, I do drag. I've been
Okay.
doing drag for I want to say maybe 12 years off and on.
Okay.
Um, it used to be a career. I used to do it Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that was
Okay.
kind of like a career.
Where would you do this at? Because I know
Um,
locally here that we don't have anything that.
right. Back then, I used to do it in Owensboro,
Okay.
and then there's a bar in Evansville that
Okay.
used to be three bars in Evansville. So I think there's only down to one. But here lately, I've been supporting Henderson Pride. So Henderson
Okay.
has their own Pride event now.
Okay.
This is our second year doing it. We just had it the last one just in June, and the first one we had it in like a church parking lot, so it was like real small. But this year it grew. I think Cooper said we had over 1,200 people that showed up this time. So we actually had it out in the park area in Henderson in front of the courthouse. So I mean it's growing.
Okay.
So so yeah, if anybody in Henderson or whoever needs help of being who they are, please reach out to Henderson Pride. They got sponsors that do therapy, people to talk to, and Matthew 25 is there as well in Henderson. So yeah, reach out to them if you need help.
So that's just not a little summer festival event. You guys, the Henderson Pride does a lot more than that. They
Oh
offer
yeah,
therapy,
yeah,
and
and
just
and I think they're trying to get their own insurance for the gay community, so for people who can afford insurance to get the medication for people that have AIDS or to get the medication they need, and but yeah, it's growing. So far we're doing two shows a year. We got the Pride event, and then we do a Halloween show called Dracula, and so it's coming up pretty soon in October.
it's called Dragula.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's pretty neat, and so that'll be the second time we're doing that this year. So yeah, it's a great thing to get into. I mean, it takes a while to get dressed up, and I gotta shave all this off, and but it's a good start to help the community.
So do you have like a whole different person you become?
Yeah,
So let's talk
yeah.
about how that, because
So
I'm not familiar with this stuff. Like, like I said, I'm not a supporter of it, but
right,
I accept. You do
right,
you, boo. That's kind of my outlook.
right,
And it's really neat.
right,
It's neat. Even and we can go back to that. Like, even though I may not agree with your lifestyle, it doesn't it it's not going to keep me from being your friend. You know what
right.
I mean?
And people don't understand the people do it for a career, and like I do it just to help the community
I'll
to
tell you
raise
what.
money.
I actually lived in Lexington, and I knew a guy that dressed in drag but was not gay.
Yes, that's
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not going to do it, but he
right,
did it,
yeah,
and he was
yeah,
straight as straight can be, and he made good money doing it, and he went to
right.
some big shows, and so anyway, so your alter ego when you're dressed in drag. Let's talk about who
Hey,
that
so
is.
like Steven now, I'm nervous right now trying to do this podcast, and especially like filming on TV and all that stuff is nerve wracking.
Right.
And just I know it's different. Like once I shaved the beard and put the face on and the wigs on and the pantyhose, it's like a different person. Like people don't know, can't recognize me to turn like make fun of me, or
So it kind of gives you a disguise, kind of like Clark Kent and Superman,
right,
right?
right,
And I can see where that would be something that the community would go to. The gay community kind of buys into, because you're ridiculed and you're picked on for your choices of life, and then you can
right.
mask that for a few hours and
Yeah.
become somebody totally different. Do you have a name for that other
Yeah,
person?
so I go by Summer Malone.
Okay.
I used to keep that life separate from my boy life and then the drag life. I used to keep it separate because I didn't want anyone to know I
That's who
want people to
you
know
were.
I did drag, but I didn't want them to come at me as being out of the drag.
So before, when you were Summer Malone, nobody knew that was actually you.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Like cause I go to shows dressed up. I don't get dressed at
Right.
the
You don't
shows.
show up and then get dressed. So it kind of
Right.
gets kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and that offers a little protection too, because I mean, some places it's pretty rough on
Right.
on the gay
Because I
community.
mean, it's hard, especially trying to find like jobs and all that stuff. So I didn't want to put it on my resume. I did drag for a living.
Right.
Right, right,
That would
right.
be. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue for employers, but
Right,
I'm sure it
right,
probably is to some.
right,
But I mean, that would be it would be fun to see actually an application come across the
right,
desk. Um, I'm pretty outgoing and I love people, and that stuff doesn't bother me. So I think it would be fun to work with
right.
somebody like that.
And it's
But
mostly doing drag. It's not people. People see it that a guy dressing up like a girl, but if you look into it more, it's more like Shakespeare. So it's like acting, but with all the makeup on. And
okay.
sometimes people down the drag community and don't really know what it is.
So I think one of the biggest issues that I've seen over the last few years is the drag shows going into libraries to these kids.
Right,
And that is a very controversial subject, right?
right,
I can sit here and give you my view on it, and I'm sure you're going to have a different view on it as well. Um, and it's, dude, we can get into some
right.
deep
There's yeah,
stuff on the transgender. Should your kids be allowed to choose, or do the parents choose for them? And I don't like, that's not what my podcast is about. My
right,
podcast is about getting people in here that has a story to tell and letting them tell that story
right,
100% judgment free, right? So I don't even want to get into that. I just want you to be able to tell your story, because everybody has a story. I don't care who they are.
right.
We all have a
Yeah.
story. And your story is very unique. You're
And
the first
everybody
guest.
has bad and good. Not
Absolutely.
everybody's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I'm trying to get on the TV show. Like all these comments coming after Tammy and I'm not saying I have hateful comments yet, but I know they're out there. I just haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. 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 They are.
But people like to judge a lot, and right now people are making fun of Tammy because her teeth. What I don't know. Why does it matter to you? You
Right.
know,
Well,
it's
here's my view on that. This is my this is what I'm going to say about that. Tammy has lost how much weight?
a,
She
a
has
lot.
been
Yeah,
fighting for this for how long?
yeah,
If you're just out there worried about what her teeth look like after the success and the effort and the hard work that this whole family has put in,
right.
then shame on you.
Yeah,
You're
and
not a
then
good human being.
I don't consider you as a fan
Yeah,
or a friend. So a friend,
right.
because you might say this hurtful comment today, but tomorrow, oh, I just love Tammy,
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. You know,
Well, and
but
that's the I was reading them too, and I was laughing at them. They're just funny. I love the internet. The internet is one of my favorite things. Just I doom scroll on comments because they're I'm just like
yeah,
people are so ignorant, and
yeah,
that's what it boils down to. They're just ignorant. We've got issues that's going on in the community, and people are commenting on these issues. And I'm like, you don't even know the true story, and you're making these comments, right?
right,
And it goes back to Tammy and Amy and Amanda and Chris, and then the whole family. They have worked their butts off, right? Everybody
right,
fails, everybody slips.
yeah,
You take one step forward, two steps back. It happens, but they just keep on keeping on, right? And it seems like every season they just get better at staying on track and get better at this. And before, and I've picked Tammy up on the ambulance, working on the ambulance,
mm-hmm,
and we've talked about this publicly, and I've seen that transformation firsthand, right?
right,
Um, I've been there at her lowest and seen that, and now to see her out here, just she's on a boat. She's on your
right.
sister's
We went
boat,
to we went to Kentucky Lake last weekend, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and even though she's been on a boat before, but that was more as a tourist boat she was on
right.
during the show. So this time she actually there was no cameras involved. It was like we're taking Tammy out on the boat
Yeah,
to and enjoy life because she's never been on the lake before, never been on a speedboat. So I mean, it was pretty awesome
yeah. It
to
looked like
see
she had a
her.
real good
Oh,
time.
she loved it.
Everybody had a real good time, and moving forward, she man, she's so determined. Just talking
Yeah,
to her, and she's gonna end up. She's coming on the
yeah. I
podcast
talked to her
soon.
last night and told her I
Yeah,
was coming here, and
yeah,
right now she's under the weather right now, a little sick, so that's why she hasn't
yeah.
came yet. But um, and I think that has to do more with the losing the weight and all that stuff.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
I mean,
It's a big transformation
yeah,
for her, and she's got a lot of cool things coming up in the future
yeah,
that's gonna just
and
get even better for her.
what some people don't realize is that she is a role model.
Yeah,
She might not be a role model for this person,
right.
but she is a role model for people out there.
Yeah,
And
that's and you're a role model for people too.
right,
You may not be one for me, you may not be one for the neighbor, but there's people out there, Stephen, that want to hear your story and want to and see what you've gone through,
right,
and you're helping them silently. You may not know it.
right,
I've had people just since I've started this podcast, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but it helps me to continue to keep doing what I'm doing, because
right,
there's times that I'm just like, am I even doing what should I keep doing this? And when you get somebody out of the blue that just says, "Hey, I watched your podcast," and you don't even know these people that are coming up to me now and are like, "Hey, we love your podcast. This episode's one of my favorites. Keep on doing what you're doing."
right,
Uh, and Tammy's got those people, and you've got those
mm,
people, and everybody has those people. That's what keeps us going,
right,
and that's what this is all about. This, um, having you on was something that I wanted to do. Your sister's like, "Hey, you need to reach out to Steven and have him on,"
mm,
and because of your story, and I know we haven't gone super deep into your story, and we may revisit that once you're a little more comfortable,
right.
and go into a deep, detailed dive of how you grew up and on all these things. But so we'll get back to the drag shows, and
Okay.
on your Facebook, on the Summer Malone Facebook, didn't you win some like contests or
Was it last year?
I don't even.
I think I did a pageant, and it's been a long time since I've been a pageant. This is my second pageant that I did. The first one I did back in 2011. I was in Owensboro, so I won that one, and then the one last year I won it as well. So yeah, it's I have a lot of fan base on both sides of just me and then the doing the drag. Um, we raised pageant. We raised money up for Matthew 25. Just for my part.
So explain what Matthew 25 is.
So Matthew 25 is located in Henderson, Kentucky. So it's like resources you get for people that have AIDS or need help with anything in that department.
Now, is it just for the gay community or is
No,
it for
no,
everybody?
it's for
Okay,
everyone.
so it's for
Yeah,
everybody.
you don't have to be you don't have to be gay to get AIDS.
There you go.
Let's
Right,
put it
absolutely.
right.
Yeah, right.
But
That's you do not have to be gay to get AIDS. So,
but yeah, so they're located in Henderson. So they've been helping out with Matthew 20 Henderson Pride as well.
okay.
But yeah, it's so reach out to them if you need help. They have a Facebook page. Just look them up, and their number's there.
Okay.
Rachel is a good person.
Good
She
contact for there.
right. So she I don't know if she's in charge of it, but I know she runs it. That's
Okay.
who I go through
Okay.
whenever I need to go through what like a pride event. Because I think beginning of this year they did something called Runway Red. Um, I was asked to perform on it. It's like a fashion show.
Okay.
So they have all these people come different places like big people like people that own banks and like multimillionaire people come to this event to help raise money up for Matthew 25. So it's a big
Okay.
event. But I didn't get to go to it because of TLC because I was filming at the time. So
Okay. Okay.
didn't get to go to that. But hopefully next year she'll invite me again.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. So, have you ever thought about like broadening your drag career and going to bigger places, Chicago,
Um,
St. Louis?
I have people reached out to me since TLC. Um, they didn't really focus on my me in drag on TLC. Um, and I can't say if they are or if they're not because I can't say that yet.
Right.
But it has opened doors. I have people from Whole House contact me through
Oh, nice.
TikTok, want me to come and do a show there. Have people in someone here in Kentucky. I can't remember. There's a lot of comments to keep up with, so it's kind of hard
Right.
to
A lot of
who
people reaching out and kind of
right
opening those
yeah.
doors. Okay.
But I had at least five bars have reached out to me, asked me if I want to come and just do a show at their bar. Part of me wants to do it, but then again, that's my old lifestyle. So I don't want that career to
Going
come
back to the bars
right.
and
Yeah,
doing that
I
kind of
don't
stuff.
want that career to come back because I have a good job now and I have a good husband. And not saying that that's gonna
Right.
tear anything up,
Right.
but
You just
the
kind of grew
past is the
past that.
past, right?
Right. Okay.
Right. I don't. I mean, I don't care to go to do it once in a while, like I'm doing now. Like I
Right.
do,
Just make special events and stuff
right?
like that.
But I don't want to travel
Right.
and
Okay. Okay.
because but people who don't know, yes, drag is it's expensive. Like it's not cheap, you know. So you had to buy all your wigs. I have my own wig people that make my wigs just for one wig. Yes, maybe $300 just
Oh
for
wow.
one wig, and then my drag mother makes my some of my outfits. So I mean,
That's a
yeah,
lot of work.
yeah.
That's crazy. That's yeah, I never really knew. I just figured maybe you went to like the Goodwill and grabbed some
Uh,
wigs and some
well,
dresses and
back in the day, I used to. That's before I came bougie, but but I'm not knocking it. But people do go to Goodwill and find
you do what
a
you got to
good
do,
thing,
man.
right?
Yeah.
But I used to do that, and you'd be amazing how what you can find at the Goodwill and throw some glitter or some stones on it, and it
I
comes
got man, I've got some shirts and stuff from the Goodwill.
right,
I ain't hating on nobody. I just
right.
because I know a lot of people will go and spend tons and tons of money on outfits.
Yeah.
So when you're performing, do you I guess you just lip sync. You don't really actually sing, or do you sing, or how
Um,
does that work?
we lip sing.
Okay.
Some queens do sing live. I don't have a good voice, so
Right.
I don't want to run
Yeah,
people off.
I got you.
But yeah, well, people I lip sing, but what you can't hear, I actually do sing sometimes, but you can't hear it
Because the music's
because the
covering it up.
music and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, but mostly it's lip singing. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's crazy because we just moved in the area that we're at in Henderson. I think we've been there for going on 4 years in the house we just got, and our neighbors, I was I didn't have gay flags up or anything like that because you know you don't know who your neighbors are and all that
Mhm.
stuff. But now we have two little gay flags that fly in our flower bed, but our neighbors got shocked because I practice in my garage, and it gets hot in there, so I don't keep the garage door closed.
Right.
So if you're driving by, if I'm rehearsing for a show, you might see me in a wig and a pair of heels just going to town in the garage, and then
That
our
would probably throw somebody off that that hasn't seen that.
and our neighbor across the street one day came and talked to Bart. He's like, "Did I looked outside and I seen your husband wearing a wig taking out the trash?" But yeah, I mean that area is pretty cool. I mean
Yeah.
everybody's they talk to us and they don't treat us any different.
Well,
So
that's
I
good,
mean,
and that's the way it should be. You know, and I'll reiterate this: just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you have to hate them. You know,
right, right,
people. I know people that have done some really bad stuff that are actually uh, good people deep inside. If that makes any sense,
right,
you know, I always say that people do something bad doesn't mean they're a bad person. They just make bad choices and bad, decisions
right,
at that time. Now it's kind of like the definition of insanity. If you continue to do it and expect a different outcome, it's a different story.
right.
But like if you continue to rob banks, you're a bad person, or you
Yeah,
continue to unalive people, you're a bad person.
yeah,
But if you do something and you legit try to change, and I'm talking about just being mean to people,
right.
robbing, that kind of stuff. Um, Making fun of people,
Right.
bullying. I'm not a fan of
Well, I
bullies.
believe in karma, so
Okay,
eventually that's gonna
it
turn back
will.
and bite him in the
It
butt.
will.
And
Yeah.
but but yeah, like the whole karma thing. I do a lot of donations. I do free giveaways, and then I sponsor soccer teams and baseball teams in Morganfield,
Okay.
help them to go on their trips. I think it was in Oklahoma that I sponsored a dance team.
Oh wow.
And they needed help raising money for their uniforms. So I sold cups, and every cup I sold, they got $10 profit off that cup I sold. And I did that for I think a total of 5 months straight. So I helped them get their uniforms they needed
Wow.
for their dance team. New Hope in Henderson. I do a lot of donations for them. I make cups. They raffle it off for money. Um, but yeah, I sponsor a lot of people. I don't show it a lot because I'm not there to get
Yeah, and
the
that's
spotlight.
something I appreciate. Yeah.
So there's a lot of times that people do I do sponsor, and it's something simple. They'll put my logo on the back of their shirt.
Okay.
It's something that
Yeah.
simple. So I do advertise that sometimes to help them to sell T-shirts
Right.
and to
Right.
that, but sometimes I don't. There's a lot of donations I have done that I don't advertise on my social media. It
That's
just stays
yeah. Yeah.
between me and
That's nice. That's
yeah.
good that you do that. I'm gonna have you make me a Front Porch America
Oh
cup.
yeah, I
That would be
definitely
cool.
will.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we go, or
Uh,
anything you want to touch on, or
and we talked about the show and the drag and the gay life. I do want to say that what helped me a lot in life was the people around me. Um, I did have a lot of family. Not say disown me, but distance themselves from me because of my life. And it took my mom and my dad and my stepdad and my sisters, the people that are close to me.
right?
It took me a long time to realize who I was, and not saying to accept it, but for me to be where I want them to be.
Right.
To be because I can call my mom right now and it's like, you want to go get your nails done, we'll go get our nails done, or or my sister go get our nails done. And I believe you need to have that big support team in order to be who you want to be. um Also, what helped me out as well is the workplace I work at. um I work with these guys. I work with a lot of straight guys. I don't think there's any gay guys in the factory I work at. So I think the only one. So that was kind of rough at
That you
first.
know of.
Right, well, that I know of, right?
Right.
So
There's
that
probably some secret
right.
closets, but
So these guys I've been working with for 10 years, and
okay.
they treat me like family. Like
They
they
treat you like a human being.
right, they treat me like I want to say one of the straight guys. So like they don't get em, like embarrassed
Right.
to hang out with me
Yeah.
or talk to me on Facebook or texting or or they don't get scared whenever we're in the locker room together changing because
Right.
we've been together for so long that they'll be like, I'm dropping my pants down, running around my underwear. I don't care anymore,
Right.
because they don't see that part. They don't see that anymore. They don't see, oh, that's a gay guy. Let's be
Right.
careful what we do.
They just see you as Steven.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like a big family where I work at. So that's helped out a lot in life.
Well, good, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, if that's all you got, man, I guess we can wrap this up. But I have one question.
Okay.
When you dress in drag, where do you hide it? That's don't answer. I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that. I just wanted to. That was
Well, there's a lot of pantyhose
there's a
involved.
pocket. There's a
right?
pocket that it goes in. Anyway, I'm just kidding, Steven. I'm glad that you came and
Thank you.
thank you for coming because I
You're
know it's
welcome.
hard sometimes to come, especially being gay and being doing drag and
Right.
just being out there for the public to see.
I was
And
excited when my sister texted me and said that Rick wants you on his podcast. It's like I'm nervous and I'm not
Right.
nervous, but
yeah.
but then again I'm glad I came
Well,
and
like I said, everybody's got a story. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care that 100% non-judgment here. I believe a certain way, you believe a certain way, and I still love you as a person. I still love you as Steven. Just because you do things, you're gay or whatever, doesn't mean that
right
I should be scared of you or I should distance myself.
right.
Hey, at the end of the day, I love you as a person. I'm gonna pray for you, and you're gonna do you, boo.
And I think most of it is that people that with the straight guys, I think they're scared to get hit on. Not every guy's gonna hit. Not every gay guy's gonna hit on you or throw out suggestions like that because
Right.
we're all different. So don't take your bad experience with this person and trying to put it with this person because we're all different. I mean,
100%. 100%. Well, thanks for coming, dude.
thanks for having me.
I don't know if is dude like disrespectful
No,
to you
that's
because that's
good.
what I'm
That's
gonna call
good.
you. I can't help it.
People
So,
do, bro. What
dude,
what do
bro,
you?
yeah, okay, homie, queen, whatever you want to be called. Okay, all right. Well, Steven, thanks again for coming, man.
No problem.
I know it's a weekend day, and you probably got better things to do than sit and
I
talk
got,
to me.
I got cups to do when I get home. So
All right, cool. Well, I'll be expecting a Front Porch America
I'll
Cup
definitely
soon.
make you
I can't
one.
wait to see one. So, thanks for coming, buddy.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, that'll be it for the Front Porch America show. And as my buddy Frenchie always says, y'all be kind to each other.
Respect